Nigel is turning to his mother's side. His mother, Carol, has a sister, Manda, who lives in Hertfordshire.
We're off to see my auntie Amanda Lay. I don't know what she knows about my family history. I have no idea. But I know from experience that she's very up for a lark, as they say. My mother's side of the family was a complete mystery to me. And this is a whole section of the family that I really have know nothing about.
Nigel has arranged to meet his aunt, Manda Lay, at her local pub.
Auntie Mans as I live and breathe. How are you? Lovely to see you.
What is?
Who would ever believe we'd be sitting in a pub talking about, well...
Family.
Family. Are we posh or not really?
No.
No, she said defensively. No. I just wanted to know, that's all. I do know that is a photograph of my grandfather, who, of course, I never met, whose name was...
Stuart.
Charles Lay. I was told that he worked in the city.
But that isn't actually true. He worked, he owned a laundry.
He owned a laundry?
Yes.
He owned a laundry. Must have been quite a profitable laundry.
I think it was.
OK.
But you definitely know this person because that was his wife.
My grandmother.
That is Grandma. And she was Irene Wackett.
I never knew that. Wackett.
Wackett.
You say that with such relish. You like that? So, Wackett.
Yes.
And she looks fantastic.
I don't tell many people that.
No, I don't suppose you do. And I'm not going to tell many people myself.
Good.
I'll keep quiet about that.
Yes.
She looks fantastic here, though. She's very, very elegant. She was a model, really.
She was very fortunate, because you can see why I take after that side.
No, you don't. You're gorgeous. No, look, OK.
So, that is Elizabeth, who was her mother.
So that's my great-grandmother.
Mm.
She looks quite stern.
And she was born in Cornwall.
So this is Elizabeth Wackett.
Right.
But what was her maiden name?
Cooch.
Now we have someone...
And now, yes, this is my great-grandmother, so your great-great-grandmother. And she was Maria Caroline Cooch.
She looks very kind.
She was married to somebody called David Cooch, who was a miller in Cornwall. Here, this photo is of Jonathan Cooch, who was his twin brother. I don't know whether they were identical twins. You know, maybe they were a little bit alike.
Nigel has discovered that his great-great-grandfather, David Cooch, was a flour miller in Cornwall. His twin brother, Jonathan, lived in the same hamlet, known as Cooch's Mill.
And here we have a picture of the house.
Lovely house.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind that myself. What about the dates? Are there dates in here somewhere?
Yes, on here is this is the 1851 census. It's on this page with David, must be here.
David,
his father was called John Cooch.
Right. So here's John Cooch. He's head of the house, male man, and he was the miller. And then there's David, son, who was 28. He was the millwright. Jonathan Cooch. He's the blacksmith.
Jonathan was the blacksmith, but later became the miller.
So the mill didn't pass down to David's children.
No.
It went sideways through...
It did. David did take over for a time.
So what happened there?
I don't know.
We would have had a mill.
Yes.
We would have had this mill.
You could have been the proud owner of Cooch's Mill, the whole area.
It's such a pretty house.
Yes.
Well, I'm really intrigued. This village with the blacksmith and the miller, and I just can't wait to get there. Auntie Manda told me yesterday that my ancestors, specifically David Cooch, were in Cornwall. So I've gone west I have a sneaking suspicion that something odd happens to him, that because his twin brother, Jonathan, the mill went to him. So I just want to know what happened to David, really. So I didn't know what to expect, actually. I have no idea.
Cooch's mill is on the Buckingham estate in Cornwall. In the 1850s, the mill was one of many tenanted properties owned by the Fortescue family, who lived at the main house. Historian Dr. Catherine Lorrigan is showing Nigel the way to the mill.
I think we're getting near, aren't we?
Yes, just coming down into the hamlet.
That's it, isn't it?
It is. That's the scene.
Nothing really has changed. There's the path. It's quite modest when I get close up to it, actually.
That's interesting to see, isn't it?
Charming to be here. I'm beginning to sound like Prince Charles, you know, so modest.
Shall we go and have a look inside?
Yeah. I'll follow you.
Come down behind the steps.
So we are in the mill.
We are.
It's nearly like someone just left one day.
Yes, they've just gone. It hasn't been worked since the 1920s, I think.
As the millwright, the job of David, Nigel's great-great-grandfather, was to maintain the mill's equipment, working alongside his father, John. His twin brother, Jonathan, worked as a blacksmith in the same hamlet.
So just to remind myself, we've got John Cooch, who's the head.
That's right.
Head man.
He was the head of household. He was the miller.
He was 62, but he was a fit 62, I bet.
Yes. Well,
Just like me.
A lot of them didn't.
But then there's more living here. There's Anne Bryant, and she was a house servant, working with
the wife.
For Mum.
And then 2 servants actually working in the mill as well. So it's actually quite a big household, 8 people. All living in that.
Yeah, that's a bit of a squeeze, I would have thought.
Yes.
Sharing bedrooms and
yes,
stuff.
I would have thought so.
That's quite a lot of people in this space, isn't it?
It is quite a lot of people.
I now know where my direct ancestor lived, right here. And I know that, these things get passed down naturally. And I would have thought that David was going to inherit the business and continue it. And evidently something goes wrong, or I don't know what's happened, but I got to find that out.